Hello there. Welcome to today's video. We have several things to go over, and I don't want to take up all of your time, so let's just get to it.
83. Fact machine.
First off, you may be wondering if I've seen the trailer for The Mandalorian and Grogu. And to your question, I respond with another. Is Chewbacca's ass hairy? Yes, I have definitely seen the trailer, and of course I'm always excited for more Star Wars content. But I will not be doing any breakdowns or going over this trailer right now, as I have decided to keep this channel strictly football. Star Wars YouTube in general is just dead right now.
What a desolate place this is.
And I really don't want to screw myself on the algorithm, having already gone balls deep on football. So moving forward, I will simply be your Star Wars nerd, bringing you Chicago Bears information. Moving on, the Bears game was a ton of fun this weekend. Thank you to those of you who did join me for a while during that game. I know it's been more entertaining for a lot of you to come and watch me while the Bears are taking an ass kicking, but if you could join me during the good times as well as the bad, that would be greatly appreciated. An interesting fact about this game, Caleb was sacked 0 times while throwing 4 touchdowns. Only 2 Bears have done this in recent memory. Rex Grossman did it in 2006, leading up to the Bears' last Super Bowl appearance. And Eric Kramer did it in 1995, which I believe is still the best season on the books for a Bears quarterback. Now, as good as Caleb may have looked on Sunday, I have no delusions about how bad the Dallas defense is. Guys were running wide open, single covered all day, DBs falling all over the field, making things just about as easy as they could look for Caleb. I'm hoping that this is step 1 in the positive direction for Caleb, and that he builds on this going forward. But we also have to worry that this could be the Mitchell Trubisky against the Buccaneers game, where he threw 6 touchdowns and then never looked as good as that ever again. Fingers crossed. The run game was serviceable, but not great. Rome Odunze seems to be building a great rapport with Caleb Williams in year 2, and Luther Burden appears to be breaking out, getting his first 100-yard game as a pro. Defensively, I just wanted to make sure I gave due props to Tyreek Stevenson. What an amazing play he made during this game, ripping the ball right out of Jameson Williams' hands, emasculating him in the process. I wouldn't say Stevenson has redeemed himself, but it's a great step towards redemption. 2 picks by Tremaine Edmonds, who I mistakenly kept referring to as TJ Edwards during the game.
It looks like he may have been intercepted by TJ Edwards. That's not TJ Edwards, is it? Was that TJ Edwards? No, Tremaine Edmonds. And that is Tremaine Edmonds with the interception, baby.
Apologies, Tremaine. I will try to make sure I get this right. And Montez Sweat recorded his first sack of the year, but it did come in garbage time when the game was essentially over. The run defense was extremely holy. No, not that kind of holy.
Holy rusted metal, Batman! Huh?
Yeah, that kind of holy. Honestly, if the Cowboys were smart, they would have just kept running it all day. But it is understandable shying away from it after what happened earlier in the game. The Bears have an upcoming game against Baltimore later this year, and I am deathly afraid of what that running attack will have in store for Chicago's defense. Anyways, the Bears will be playing again this Sunday at 3:25 p.m. They will be out at the Death Star, taking on the Las Vegas Raiders. And of course, the Raiders will have all the Tom Brady secrets in hand, due to him calling the game last week between the Bears and the Cowboys. I will, of course, be live streaming this game, and once again, I really hope that you guys will join me for it. Good, bad, or indifferent. And the last piece of business we have here for you today is the top 10 list. We had one team drop off the top 10 list this week, and that was in the Denver Broncos. While I had believed that this would be a top-tier squad to start the year, they have not performed up to the standards that I would expect from a Sean Payton coach team. Honorable mention will be the Los Angeles Rams. I'm going to put them at 11 here, and the only reason they did not make the top 10 list is because the Chiefs did manage to win this week. So your number 10 team going into week 4 is the Kansas City Chiefs. Xavier Worthy wasn't back for this game, but it does look like he'll be back for this big matchup coming up against the Ravens this week. At number 9, we have the Baltimore Ravens. These guys dropped 5 spots this week, and the reason that happened is because these guys are beating themselves right now. Derrick Henry has lost a fumble in 3 straight games to start the season, and it appears that the Ravens can just do nothing right currently. Again, the big matchup against the Chiefs this week, and we will see which one of these teams can right the ship. At number 8, staying in the same spot this week, is the Washington Commanders. They were just rolling with their backup quarterback this week in Marcus Mariota, and Jaden Daniels is expected to return this week. A new team to the top 10 this week and shooting up to the number 7 spot is the Indianapolis Colts. The transformation of Danny Dimes into Indiana Jones has been very interesting to say the least, especially with a roster of talent around him. I'll be very interested to see what the Colts manage to do going forward. At number 6, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. These guys are staying right in the same spot that they were. But once again, Baker's showing us he is elite, taking his team down the field for the victory, and proving that he may be an early season MVP candidate. At number 5, we have the Los Angeles Chargers. Another team staying in the same spot, looking as good as they have at any point in this young season. It would appear that charging is a thing of the past due to Jim Harbaugh getting greatness out of his quarterback in Justin Herbert. At number 4, shooting up 3 spots this week, we have the Detroit Lions. They have clearly gotten their mojo back, and Aiden Hutchinson appears to be healthy. Heads up to any quarterback that he might have his sights set on. At number 3, the Green Bay Packers. I had them drop 1 spot this week. You have to play all 60 minutes of the game, gentlemen. And what a bad pick by Jordan Love. Let's just say if Caleb threw a pick that bad, he'd be getting dragged all week. Moving up a spot this week, at number 2, we have the Buffalo Bills. They more or less moved up just because the Packers had to drop 1 due to that performance. Buffalo's just as good as they ever were, and I still feel that Josh Allen is this whole team. And then, of course, at the number 1 spot, because they are still undefeated and they are still the champions, we have the Philadelphia Eagles. As always, they're not moving until they lose, and even if they do, that doesn't guarantee a move. And that rounds out my top 10 for you this week. As always, I thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share. And I hope to see you this weekend for the live stream against the Las Vegas Raiders.